What's good, dudes? I'm Dill, and welcome to my channel, where it's the spooky season all year long. It makes my dark little heart flutter knowing the world of horror gaming is a-bustling, and there's certainly no slowing down anytime soon. So today, we'll be looking at the upcoming video games that will be attempting to terrify us this year. Well, 2024 is definitely the year of Silent Hill, because not only are we getting a new movie, just called Return to Silent Hill, we are also getting a remake of one of the greatest games of all time, Silent Hill 2. Now, I love Silent Hill 2. Like, nothing can even come close to it. The feelings this game makes you feel is unparalleled in any medium, in any other form of art. It's that fucking good. So, needless to say, the bar is real high. We have no release date other than 2024, 9 whole years after their last big Silent Hill game was announced. Silent Hills. Oh, Silent Hills. The pain of losing you can still be felt today.
Not quite 10 years since you went away. Silent Hills, yeah. You're still gone, and I have to say,
don't fuck this up, Konami. I feel like this is you trying to make amends, and if it's sincere, and the Silent Hill 2 remake is good, then I think all can truly be forgiven. Oh, would you look at that? Just as I've been writing this script, a new trailer for Silent Hill 2 remake and a new short Silent Hill game just dropped. Alright, let's check them out. 2 disappointments later. Konami, what the fuck? Well, this trailer isn't exactly the best showing. What do you think of when you think of Silent Hill? The horrific atmosphere? The grim mood? The thoughtful monster designs? So, do you think they chose to highlight any of that in the trailer? Nah. Instead, they showcased the gun gameplay, which isn't really a huge part of Silent Hill's identity. This ain't Resident Evil, bruh. Leave the Rudy Tooty point and shooty for Capcom. As for the short message, don't mind the chat box there. I streamed myself playing this game. You can join my horror game live streams here on YouTube Wednesdays and Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Anyway, the short message is a really basic and kind of boring game. It felt like a mediocre indie game that took inspiration from Silent Hill, not an actual Silent Hill game. And I know this is just a nitpick, but the game features a lot of depictions of suicide and self-harm. Oh, that's not the problem, which is weird to say. It's that they constantly throw this disclaimer at you after each scene. Like, I get it, don't KYS. We can tell that you're not glorifying it. You're clearly not showing it in a positive light. You don't have to shove this message screen up my ass every 5 minutes. Remember in the other Silent Hill games when they constantly throw disclaimers at you every time something scary happens? Oh wait, they don't do that because they respect you enough to know that you're aware that you're about to see some disturbing stuff. They don't feel the need to remind you it's all fake every time something bad happens. I know they had good intentions with this, and I'm glad they care enough to include this screen, but its repeated use kills the atmosphere. And if you're killing the atmosphere in a Silent Hill game, then you're throwing off the entirety of the game's groove.
I'm sorry, but you've thrown off the Emperor's groove.
That's all I'm gonna get into with the Silent Hill stuff. At the end of the day, no matter what, we'll always have the OG Silent Hill 2. Let's take a look at what the indie scene will be serving up this year. Starting in no particular order, we have Ill, a game that's offering up tons of gore galore. The dev team says this game offers dynamic behavior from the enemies, so they will react to your actions and be more unpredictable. So these monsters are more than just bodies. Lots and lots of contorted, disgusting bodies. They have brains too. Very visible, highly detailed brains. Paranormal Tales is a PC game that delivers the found footage format to video games, as you have to explore various hauntings. Not much else is known about this game yet, but hopefully it does come out this year, because I want to play it. I let one game initialed PT escape me, so I ain't losing this one. Still Wakes the Deep is an interesting game about trying to escape a doomed oil rig on the North Sea. It looks like a gripping game that hopefully takes full advantage of its unique location. Not much else is known about the game, and honestly, that's okay with me. The Deep can keep its secrets for now. I look forward to discovering them on my own later on in the year. We also have Little Nightmares 3, the awaited continuation in the Little Nightmares series. I am a huge fan of these games. I love the atmospheric horror, and the platforming chase scenes always provide a good thrill. What separates the third from the rest is it's going to be co-op. That's right, you and a buddy can explore the dark corners of the nowhere together. Typically, horror is strongest when you're playing alone, so I'm very curious as to how the game will handle its scares. I just hope it's as terrifying as the previous entries.
If I had a nickel for every time a horror game took place in a zoo with mutated animals, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happening twice, right?
That's right! As if zoos weren't already depressing enough, now there's
2, count 'em, 2.
horror games releasing this year in which you have to defend yourself against scary mutated animals in a zoo. First announced was Zoonomaly, which was supposed to come out last year. Hopefully things in the development team are going okay. I'm sure they just need some more time to fine-tune the game, which is fine, but I couldn't really find any official updates on the game's progress, so we just gotta wait. Then there's Zoocosis, in which, now stop me if this sounds familiar, you defend yourself against scary mutated animals in a zoo. Let me also just say, I am in no way saying that either game is copying or ripping off the other, because I don't believe that. Zoonomaly was first announced only in November of 2023, and Zoocosis was announced like a month ago. That's not a lot of time in between announcements. What a coinky-dink! Both games look like they'll provide a unique experience, with one being more realistic and gory with its graphics, and the other being more cartoony and zany. Either way, I'm looking forward to exploring both of these cursed zoos when they release. Oh yeah, speaking of animals, let's address the, rat in the room. As most of you probably are already aware of, Steamboat Willie entered the public domain, which means we're seeing a goddamn free-for-all when it comes to Mickey-related horror projects. Get back, you! I'm allowed to use this footage now that it's public domain! Ah, that's right! Now that the law is finally not in your favor, do you feel its sting? Sorry about the interruption, folks. Corporations, what are you gonna do? Not only are there going to be shitty low-budget, low-effort horror movies featuring Mickey as the antagonist, but old Mick is infesting the world of indie video games, starting with Infestation Origins, an online multiplayer game in which your team must eradicate a serious rodent problem. There's already a bunch of Mickey games out, and honestly, I'm not gonna play any of them. Some of them look alright, nothing personal, but games that were only made to bank off of a property finally being made public domain doesn't really interest me. It's just, I can tell the heart just isn't in the right place with these games. But hey, they can always prove me wrong. And with that said, we're on to our last stop for this video. We'll be journeying into the Five Nights at Freddy's side of the internet. Okay, alright. Excuse me. Oh god. Okay, that's something. Alright. I don't know what that is. Man, it sure is kooky over here. What are you looking at? What a dick. A new side-scrolling game has been announced called Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit. I believe it's based off books which I've never read, but the synopsis for the game reads,
Oswald wishes his town and his life weren't so boring. All that changes when he dives into the ball pit at a rundown pizzeria and finds himself in the past. However, Oswald's deepest desire will have an unexpected cost. Survive 5 nights of terror in this chilling adventure game. Travel through time to solve puzzles, gather clues, and outrun the threat chasing you through the universes. Move swiftly and stay hidden, and you may just survive. But this time, it's not just your own life that's on the line. Oswald's father and 5 children from the past could all meet their end if you don't save them.
So, Five Nights is going with time travel. Sounds interesting. Most obvious is that the game is a change of pace from the usual Five Nights formula of sitting in one location for a majority of the game, and it has a pixel art style that looks amazing! That's some stellar pixel animation! I'll definitely be keeping my eye out for this one. Last year, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie was released, and it was a smash hit at the box office. So naturally, sequels will be on the way, with reportedly the next installment being filmed in the spring of this year. They're even going to try to have this out by this year's Halloween. But who knows, only time will tell. As of this moment, we're still in the early months of 2024, so who knows what other unannounced horrors await us this year. I feel like I missed a few games that I probably could have talked about, but I largely wanted to go over the ones that personally interested me the most. But there will be horror games galore in 2024, and I have a pretty good feeling that we're in for one great year. That's all for today, everyone. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. And an extra special thanks to my Patreon members. If you want to help support my antics, you can join too. All it costs is one little smackaroo a month. And of course, if you're new, subscribe to the channel. Really, anything helps. Thanks again, everybody. I'll catch you all on the flip side.